All right, this was a highly requested video from Twitter. I didn't even expect anybody to really get into it, but I'm talking about the 369 manifestation method and how I've done it and how it works for me. And I've done it, I think, in the past, but I don't really remember like what the results were. But I started using it again after like learning about some things with my human design and my motivation. So I was like, let's try this method. And there's a lot of manifestation methods out there, and not all of them are going to work. I have tried quite a few different ones over the years, and I will say not most of them haven't worked for me. But once you find which one works for you, then you stick with it. I think like just finding one and sticking with that is better than trying like a new one every time for different things. I don't think you need to do that. I think it just depends on your energy, especially in your chart, to see like what's going to work best for you. Okay. So for me, I found that the 369 method works the best, and there's a lot of different versions of it out there online. So I'm going to just briefly explain to you what I did. And I did talk about this on my Patreon. And I'm going to probably expand even further beyond this video. So let me show you guys an example of what I wrote. Okay, so I did write one recently for my masterclass that I just did on motivations, and it came true. Like it worked really well. So I cannot find, hold on y'all, let me yeah, I was not looking at the right page. The one I just wrote for the example. So this is how you do it. There's a lot of, like I said, other versions of it out there, but this is the one that I do. Okay, so for example, I know you can't see it, it's backwards. Let me just, you know what, let me take a picture and put it on the background. That's just easier. This is why we love TikTok, because it's just, yeah. So this is what I did. All right, the first part you do three times you write what it is that you want, what your manifestation is. You don't need to put anything extra, I don't think. Like, this is just what I put, is just whatever it is, whether that's like my apartment, my car, my partner, my job, my whatever. Just a simple statement. Write that 3 times. The next one is kind of like affirming something about the desire. And that one you write 6 times. And I do this all at once. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My new apartment is perfect for me. My new apartment is perfect for me. 6 times there. The last part, 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's kind of like the same thing, but you're also affirming beyond that. You could probably put something about like how something makes you feel, or just more kind of building on top of that. So that part is, my new apartment will bring me long-term satisfaction. So I put satisfaction because that ties to my human design type, generator. It's all about satisfaction. So you can tie different things for your human design type. So like if you're a projector, forming something surrounding success. If you are a manifester, something surrounding peace. If you are a reflector, something surrounding being delighted, or something that brings you a sense of surprise. So there's a bunch of different ways you can kind of go about it with your chart. Okay, but this is literally all that I did. Literally all that I do. And again, this, for me, leaving it at this step is very important based on my specific chart. Okay, it depends on your chart if you need to do anything else. Like, it depends on your chart if you need to be more specific than this. It depends on your chart if you need to take action after this, if you need to form a plan of how to get it after this. It's going to depend for everybody. But for me, in my chart, I have, my motivation is innocence. So with innocence, you don't need a plan. You just can have an idea, and that's it. A concept, that's it. And you just leave it there. So if you also have innocence, you probably only need to do this, like this, very basic. okay? And leave it there. But I encourage everybody who's watching to try it out. You know, you could try it like this and just leave it and see what happens. Try it with something small that could manifest rather quickly. Like it could be communication from someone, or some type of money, or something that you know that is could be coming into your field pretty quickly. Like a brand new car may not just fall on your lap, but like something more so in your day-to-day life that could manifest, or something that you're actively trying to work on in your week or your day. This could even be a mindset. This could be an attitude, something like that. But like I said, to take this further, like to make sure it's really going to work for you, you need to know, these are the things you need to know in your human design chart. You need to know your type is very important. Know your type. You need to know your motivation in human design. I'll put where you can find your motivation, or you can click the link in any of my bios, and I have it linked there, puregenerators.com. And then you need to know whether you are specific or non-specific manifester. Let me show you where to find that. So you're looking right here up at these top two arrows. Top two. First arrow at the top right is motivation. Bottom is manifestation or perspective. So this bottom right arrow is how you know if you're a specific or non-specific manifester. Okay, the top right arrow with the little 4, that is your motivation number. So these two are very important for after you're like, okay, I want to do the 369 method. Whether you need to be specific or not, bottom right arrow. If it's pointing to the right, you don't need to be specific. Like mine, I'm not specific. You can just have a general idea of what you want. It can be very just like a concept even. It doesn't have to have any details behind it. All right. And then the top right, your motivation, you don't need to have a plan or strategize about how you're going to get it. Okay. So both of mine here to the right. Okay. So I just have a general idea and I don't need a plan. Now, if your top right arrow, if it's pointing to the left, you are going to have some type of plan or strategy of how you're going to get it. So just leaving this here probably won't work for you. Like you do need to have some type of plan of like how you're going to get it, like putting yourself in certain places to get it, things like that. And then the bottom arrow, if it's pointing to the left, that means you're specific. You're supposed to have a specific intention in mind surrounding that. Okay, so it could be a specific kind of car, a specific type of person, a specific type of job, specific type of income, how much you want to make. Okay, you want to be more specific about what it is when you're writing out your 369 method. Okay, so these two arrows are important. Very important. Very, very important for if this is going to work for you, doing it this way, or you need to do some extra steps. Now, if you have any more questions, okay, or you want me to help you to like form your, learn how to form your own desires, like map it out, like how I did mine. If you're like still kind of confused about this, you can DM me on Patreon or comment on the post on my Patreon, reach out to me on Patreon, and we can go step by step together on how to form yours based on your motivation and based on whether you're specific or non-specific to make sure that you're doing it the right way. Okay, but that's everything. That's how you do it. That's what it looks like. That's the layout. You need to know, again, your human design type, your motivation, whether you're specific or non-specific, and then write it out 369 times. Okay, so let me know if you get it. If you don't, I'll link it to my Patreon. You can find me on there, DM me on there, and I will help you to organize your stuff.